Hi Rachel, how are you?
Good, Mary. How are you?
Good, really good. Did you have a nice week off?
I did. And as you can see, everyone's gone out for lunch. So
All
I'm
right,
here alone.
very good.
Yeah, I had a lovely break. And you?
Yeah, I had a nice break in Donegal. It was nice to go away. Yeah.
Ah, brilliant. Well, look, great to see you. So today we're talking about the lovely topic of stress.
Yes. And it's about stress insofar as how do you manage stress? Because if somebody says to you, I'm going to teach you how to get rid of stress, that's a lie. Because there's two things that happen to us in life all the time, which is stress and conflict. They're inevitable. They're going to happen. And they are situational. Stress is situational. We could be in great form now. One phone call could change our whole, self in a second, and we could get stressed. So it's how do you manage stress? So what is stress? It's the feeling of being out of control. So what's really important, if you go to a coach about stress, we need to immediately look into your life, what's happening at the moment. But we also need to check out your psychological environment, what's happening there, what's your relationship like, and what is causing stress. So when I say it's the feeling of being out of control, when you feel you're out of control, you'll be using language like, I have to do this, I have to do that. Now, when you're using that language, it tells me immediately you're stressed. Because if I have to do something, something else is controlling me. I'm not in charge of my life. So when I say stress is feeling out of control, to move you back into control, you must move from having to choosing to. So when life's adversities hit us, what we do is we choose to deal with them in a way that will serve us and that we're in control of. And to realize as well that some things are outside our control and we cannot always control. So it's to focus on what you can control in your life and do that in little pieces to help you deal with stress.
And, something that I learned in coaching was that, we can be influenced from many different areas of our life. So, from work, friendships, relationships. So, in your experience, Mary, what's the biggest cause of stress at the moment in people's lives?
I think that one of the biggest causes of stress is working from home.
Yeah.
And it's people and conditions and needs, and your needs not being met, and you having to juggle around things and feeling overwhelmed. So that feeling of everything's getting on top of me. So you need to be, you need to take a step back and look at how can I deal, what and I'll be looking at that next week, the different things you can bring in to deal with stress, the different tools you can use. But like thinking about at the moment, people are finding it, everybody wants them at the one time. So their time isn't their own. And when you can't manage your time, you get stressed. So it's about looking at time management as well and looking at what are your stress triggers, what triggers you. Now, people might say to you, I don't know what stresses me. Well, a great exercise is what causes me stress, So I certainly know queuing, going in the car, in the morning into work, in the traffic jam. I don't do it. I don't do queues. I don't do queues in supermarkets, and I don't certainly do them in cars because I know that stresses me out. Now, getting stressed is a decision. It is a choice. So I always give the example: if you go into work, you're going to a meeting, and all of a sudden there's an accident, and you're going, "Oh my God!" And then your phone doesn't work, and you're going, "Oh, gee!" Now you have two choices: you either get stressed like mad. By the time you get into work, your mind's all over the place, or else you kind of go, "Okay, there's nothing I could do right now about this. So I'm going to listen to something to relax me, some sort of a relaxing music or whatever, or just come into the moment and breathe in and breathe out and calm down the amygdala, because that's what happens. It goes into fight or flight when stress comes up for us.
Do you remember? I don't know if you remember this. You were giving a talk. I can't remember what it was. Somewhere there, Grand Canal, and you're giving a talk into a company on stress. And just before it started, nothing worked. Do you remember that?
Yeah, yeah, I do. I remember telling you about it, Rachel. Yes, true. I was giving a talk on stress, and I do have a PowerPoint. It's a full hour, and I went in to give the talk, and they met me and said, "Mary, nothing's working. Electricity, something happened. You're going to need to do this." And there's 35 people looking at me, and I remember thinking, now I have a choice here. They're looking for me to break down and can't, lose it, or else I'm just going to go into the moment, take control, and do my best. And it was a big challenge. But however, though, I did go into the moment, take control, and just did the exercise by memory, and it all went really well. So yeah, it really is about how you deal with stress. How, when it comes up, presents itself, how do you deal with it? And how do you bring yourself back into feeling you're to power? You're in power. It's not in power over you. It's not controlling how you think and how you feel.
Yeah, that was a great story, because it was happening in real life, like simple situations like that can just go, like you said, out of your control. And I mean, because I know you a long time, Mary, and if anyone can manage stress, it's you. You're brilliant at it. So if anyone wants to contact you today, where can they get you?
Well, they can reach me on my website, marycurran.ie, www.marycurran.ie, or through email, marycurran@coachcenter.com, or on my mobile 086 232 8143.
Brilliant. And for anyone that's watching, Mary has all the videos we've been doing since this lockdown on her website.
Yes.
We're there. So for anyone wants to catch up, they're all there. And next week, Mary, what are we doing next week?
Well, next week I'd like to just dive a little bit deeper into stress and looking at your triggers, and then how you can find different tools, to help you be back. It's all about coming back into power within yourself. It's all about coming back into your own power. Because once you believe you're in charge of life, you can control what you're doing right now, then you're not stressed. Stress, remember, is feeling out of control. And my duty is to bring you back into control as quickly as possible and as powerful as you can be.
Brilliant. Look, thanks a million, Mary. It's great to see you, and see you next week.
See you next week. Thank you, Rachel. Bye-bye.
Yay!